The accusation has been levelled amongst the critical community that just as numerous opera serie naturally have a lull in the second act, so towards the middle of the performance as a whole, in terms of the plot, the musical significance, and the mise en scène, which is key in the unremarkable. And because of this accusation, the unremarkable as a whole is criticised. How would you respond to that?
I mean, that's an interesting question. I think, if you don't mind, I think I will, perhaps overindulge my loquacity a touch in answering this question. Just whenever people ask that question, as it has been levelled at me in many other circumstances, I would say that I usually come. My mind brings me back to the third scene of the Alan Pentology, and I think you'll remember the one where ostensibly it just appears to be dogging. They're in a dogging site. There's a car there. They're just in the middle of the forest. Doing their thing. But it's just everything about that scene for me was just more than what it seemed on the surface. There was there's a storm coming down. And it's like there's the water and it's just everything's lightning and it's just like the pathetic fallacy in that situation just made me think, wow, the existential overtones of that scene were just brought to the fore, shoved, rammed in your face. It was like the personified libertarianism shitting on your head. And that's what I always say. I mean, all our critics have said to us, how can you have a film that is so morally against society's interpretation of intercourse and the excessive degradation of the sexual act in our society? How can you have a film which rebels against this but yet features such gratuitous intercourse?
It is a good question, definitely.
Anal penetration and such. I mean, I say to such people, to these people, I mean, it just shows that I don't think I need to explain to you the small-mindedness that there is in, it's just idiocy, I mean, I say to them, they're cock punchers.
That's very witty of you to say so.
Yeah, they're gay. But it does raise an important question. I'm thankful that you asked that.
And so, to what extent would you say there's a problem with legal highs in the Alan Pentology? I mean, there is the Act 3, Scene 4, where Alan is quite clearly shown using salvia. I mean, is this an issue?
Well, I wouldn't so much focus on the salvia use as the poppers use, where Alan takes excessive poppers to unclench his anal sphincter and allow easier penetration of the anal cavity. I mean, these things I think were essential. It's part of the culture, so I just had to do it. I mean, this guy's a pleasure fiend. He loves a bit of that. And there's been such a big thing made about this use of salvia, and everyone's seen the videos, but I think Alan Pentology really pioneered that market. Just really brought it right to the attention of society. There was no one else that really has ever tackled that in such a full-on way as we have in this film.
a lot's been made about the actual technique used in the film. The producers are really very skilled.
No.